Hi Aquarius, how's it going? Happy Easter. I hope you're doing awesome. This is going to be a general reading. I've already cleared the energy of the cards and shuffled. I pulled one oracle card and you got simplicity, but I'll go over that message at the end of the reading, okay? So I'll pull all the energy of the cards first and then we'll go through them individually. So we're going to do a 10-card Celtic cross spread. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. If any of your cards come out upside down or reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit. And if this reading gives you any guidance or insight or confirmation, if you could please let me know. I'd be very grateful. Okay, so let's pull your first card. It represents your current situation. You have the Five of Swords. Second card represents what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Your third card represents the basis of your situation or foundation. You have the Two of Swords reversed. Your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. You have the Ten of Swords reversed. Your immediate future, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, Knight of Cups reversed. And I think I'll pull a clarifier on top of that, please, Spirit. Then you have a Seven of Swords. The outcome you desire most in your situation is the Three of Swords reversed. Your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Your environment or how others see you in your situation, you have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Could I have a clarifier, please, Spirit, on top of the Page of Pentacles? And you have the Six of Wands. Your hopes and fears, Wheel of Fortune. And then your future, if all is to remain as is, Seven of Wands reversed. Okay, awesome. So let me just, give me 1 second. I just want to check something before I get started. Okay, got it. So your first card is the Five of Swords, and it came out upright. This card represents your current situation. This is you, Aquarius, showing up in your reading. So this card could be about conflict. It could be there may be some underhanded behavior going on, some kind of bullying, intimidation, hostility, stress. This card could represent self-sabotaging behavior and deception. Maybe you're having a disagreement with someone. It's a card of self-sacrifice. Maybe you're experiencing some kind of loss, abandonment, betrayal. It's a card of competition, unfair play. You're walking away from something, or this is a card of sneakiness. And so is this card, your immediate future, but we'll get to that in a second. This card could represent standing up for yourself, fighting back. It's a card of victory. You're overcoming challenges. You're facing consequences. Winning at all costs. This card represents unbridled ambition. There's a lack of communication with the Five of Swords. This card could represent the end of an argument or clash of some sort. Someone put their needs above the needs of others and is only concerned for themselves. Okay. Change is a part of life, and the more you resist it, the more difficult you make things for yourself. Whether you need to change your exercise habits, your self-care routines, or your self-limiting beliefs. Now is the time to address those things that have been holding you back, Aquarius. Okay, don't doubt yourself. The Five of Swords could represent the double-edged nature of the sword. One edge signifies defeat, misfortune, betrayal, and loss. And the other suggests learning to accept the boundaries we all must face and live with. Fives are about adjustment. This card says that you're adjusting to some kind of change brought on by distress or loss. It is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Okay? Then what's crossing you, or what's challenging you, or your situation, or what you're celebrating is the Ace of Pentacles. And it came out upright. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So this card is all about opportunities, new beginnings, and new ventures. You're saving, a new financial or career opportunity. It's a card of success, investments, abundance, beginnings, having a lot of potential. It's the promise of wealth. It's a card of achievement. Manifestation of your goals. It's a card of abundance. Receiving good fortune through good contacts. Good physical health. It could represent new financial beginnings, prosperity, new opportunities. Aquarius, this ace is extremely positive. It predicts success for some new project or enterprise that you're starting. You're planting the seeds for a new venture involving the acquisition of money and or financial security. This ace is also a strong indication of prosperity coming to you, so just be open to receive the benefits it promises. Okay? New financial opportunities, successes, new money, new enterprise, resources, ambition, acquiring material goods, physical and health-related benefits. It's an extremely positive card to get. This card is also good luck. This card brings with it the gift of luck. Use the energy of this moment to start a new project, make a small investment, start a fitness program. You have the opportunity to grow something wonderful, is what Spirit is saying with this card. And again, you may be receiving some unexpected money or material items, so be open to receive. And then your foundation message, the basis of your situation or foundation, is the Two of Swords reversed. This is Libra energy. So this card talks about feeling anxious or confused or hesitant. It's a card of indecision, having to choose between the lesser of two evils, feeling like there's no right choice. It's a card of stalemate, delays, postponements. Again, Spirit is saying you feel helpless to make necessary changes because one party may be unwilling to admit to the truth of the situation, making discourse impossible. And this may result in deceit, disloyalty, or duplicity. So deceit or deception is coming up again. This card indicates a broken truce or an imbalance in a situation. It could also mean that a choice is made for you rather than by you. So there's an imbalance in an area of your life. Could be with a person, with yourself. So you're going to see the truth. This card represents seeing the truth, lies being exposed, feeling emotionally detached, emotionally cold, being emotionally guarded. For some, it could represent holding on to anxiety or resentment, experiencing emotional turmoil, mental turmoil, being overly cautious. Maybe you're experiencing overwhelming fears or worry or stress or anxiety. But Spirit saying the truth will be revealed. And maybe you're receiving information overload, too much information. You feel like there's no right choice. Your fourth card is the Ten of Swords reversed. This card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. This card is Gemini energy. This card says you're healing, you're recovering. It's a card of survival, making improvements. It's a card of severing ties, playing the victim, resisting an inevitable end. It's a card of backstabbing, betrayal, learning the lessons, feeling exhausted, being overly dramatic, goodbyes. Spirit saying it can only go up from here. It can't get any worse. You're holding back. Again, Spirit is saying you're holding back, reluctant to take the necessary steps to move into a new cycle. You're delaying actions, or you're deceiving yourself about a situation. There's the deception again. You're deceiving yourself, Aquarius. Don't do that to yourself, okay? You're making excuses for yourself or someone else to maintain the status quo, but you're only prolonging your agony. Make a choice, even if it's the wrong one. The Ten of Swords reversed. Maybe this is how it was in the past. This is your past card. Hitting a wall, being a martyr, attention seeking, being a doormat, enemies, collapse, breakdown, severing ties. This card can indicate that although the situation is over, you refuse to accept that fact and are continuing to fight and cause yourself more pain than necessary. Aquarius, always be true to yourself, okay? To thine own self be true. And then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Knight of Cups reversed. And the clarifier is the Seven of Swords. The Knight of Cups can be male or female. The Knight of Cups is either you or someone else, someone in your life or a situation. This is a card of deception again. And so is this card. Deception is all over your reading, Aquarius. The Knight of Cups can represent unrequited love, so one-sided love. Duplicity again. Just making a note of that, duplicity. This card represents someone who has tantrums, who's moody. This card represents disappointment, deception, avoiding conflict, turmoil, fraud, procrastination again. Someone who is troublemaking, someone who jumps to conclusion, has an overactive imagination, is unrealistic, is jealous, moody, a manipulator, a one-night stand, a heartbreaker. This is someone who is, this is a card of trickery again, being tricked. So is this card. The Knight of Cups can represent someone in the LGBTQ community. Spirit saying the message you hope for has been delayed or may never arrive, and the relationship you yearn for may be based on deceit or superficiality on the other person's side. You may be obsessing about someone who really doesn't care that much about you and who will never make a commitment, even if they have led you to believe that they are sincere. This person is fickle, likes to flirt, and isn't likely to settle down. Don't waste your time, Aquarius. Know your worth. This card represents someone who's prone to depression or moodiness. They may sink into gloomy pessimism and brood. And then the Seven of Swords for the clarifier on top of this. Gemini, this is Aquarius energy, the Seven of Swords. This is about lies, trickery, deception, someone getting away with something, someone who's acting strategically. It's a card of cheating again, sneakiness. Spirit saying, be flexible, be resourceful. You have a very sharp wit. Underhanded behavior, dangerous and risky behavior. Seven of Swords. Someone is lying. It's a card of betrayal, frustrations, unexpected misfortunes or setbacks. It's theft, it's spying. But you have the upper hand. Spirit is saying you have the upper hand over a tricky situation, but you still need to exercise caution. Discretion and discrimination are required, as are diplomacy. You may not enjoy this oblique approach, but you're more likely to achieve success this way. This card urges caution in all dealings. Secretive action or indirect communications may be occurring behind your back. Nothing is quite what it seems to be, and you have to use your wit to achieve your aims. Be wary of overconfidence, Aquarius. You may appear to be on top now, but being too cocky could do you in. This card represents the potential for thievery, sneaking about, and trickery. Someone involved in this situation has decided to use subterfuge to achieve their goals, which may or may not be honorable. And then the outcome you desire most in your situation is the Three of Swords reversed. Again, extra protection. So the Three of Swords reverse is represented by Libra. This is a card of negative self-talk. It's a card of healing again. Moving on, overcoming grief and sorrow and sadness. It's recovery, it's forgiveness for you, forgiveness for someone else. Moving on, being optimistic. It's also a card about loss, distraction, confusion, experiencing a setback, recovering from heartbreak. It could represent refusing to let go of emotions, the inability to let go of pain, suppressing memories. It could represent overcoming depression, overcoming grief, sorrow, sadness, reconciliation, mental alienation, loss. The outcome you desire most in your situation, Spirit is saying you're taking this separation too hard and are not accepting the truth of the situation. Remember, Aquarius, be true to yourself. You may be blaming someone else instead of acknowledging that you were partly responsible for the breakup too. You may be suffering from depression, unable to move past this difficult situation. Spirit saying, don't get bogged down with what might have been, though, and seek professional help if necessary. This card could represent pain based on a misunderstanding or malicious gossip. It's warning you to make sure you know the full truth of the matter, as the matter may not be what it seems, or someone may be trying to hurt you cruelly and needlessly. We're going to get to your oracle card, but this is the answer in this message, okay? I'll get to that at the very end. Your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Virgo energy. Know your worth, Aquarius. That's what this card is all about. This is a card of theft again. Theft is coming up again in your reading. This is a card that talks about deception. Okay, this is a card of deceit again, being guarded again, material instability, superficiality again. When I say again, it just means Spirit's repeating the message. This card could represent a lack of discipline, a lack of, maybe you're living beyond your means. It could be reckless spending, instability. Maybe it could be termination, not earning your wealth. It represent a gold digger, someone who's dishonest, someone who marries for money and or status. There's a lack of independence, a lack of security, a lack of stability. How you see yourself, Aquarius. You feel your security is shaky and you may be dependent upon someone else, a spouse or a relative, for your financial well-being. Circumstances may have caused you to lose your independence. Figure out how to regain what you've lost. And it doesn't have to be money. It can be like your confidence, your self-worth. Okay? This card could represent reproductive issues, overinvestment in work, hustling, working too hard. This card indicates achievement, but it may not be as fulfilling either. The means to the end was not satisfying, or you find yourself alone and lonely with no one to share your material gains. And then your environment, or how others see you in your situation. You have the Page of Pentacles reversed, and then the Six of Wands for the clarifier. The Page of Pentacles is either you, someone in your life, or a situation. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, male or female. The Page of Pentacles reverse talks about an unhealthy lifestyle. It's talking about procrastination again. It's talking about a lack of commitment, being immature, greedy, an underachiever, someone who's lazy, laziness. There's a lack of progress, a lack of common sense. Excuse me, someone who's rebellious, unfocused, foolish, immature, irresponsible, unfaithful, This card could represent someone who's not taking advantage of opportunities. Um, Feeling frustrated, someone who is disloyal, an unhealthy lifestyle, receiving unfavorable news. This is someone who's lazy, unmotivated, or uninterested in furthering themselves through education or work. It could indicate receiving bad news concerning money matters. It could also refer to a disappointment, like failing an exam, not getting into the university of your choice or college, not being hired for a job. Spirit is saying more effort and focus are needed. This page can be someone in a position of servitude or under someone's control. Excuse me. She can also be someone who's stingy, a penny pincher, or who never wants to give or do more than they have to. And then the clarifier is the Six of Wands, and it came out upright. The Six of Wands is represented by Leo. This card is public recognition, victory, success, rewards, triumph, praise, acclaim, public reward, having self-confidence, making a lot of progress, having stability, having strength, being a leader. For your environment, victory is at hand. You've overcome and conquered the opposition. Past self-doubt has been resolved. You're in the process of winning some significant battles. Well done, Aquarius. You can now expect to succeed and have your desires manifested. Again, you're going to be receiving a gift or an award, or you're going to be recognized for your work or something you've done. This card represents triumphing over adversity. It's a card of victory. You're going to be receiving good news and success. You've met the challenges to your position, work, or reputation, and you've come through with flying colors. Whatever you've set your hand to will prosper, and you'll be happy with your success. It will be personally satisfying, and it'll also be crowned with public recognition, which will make this moment even sweeter. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most, is the Wheel of Fortune. Major Arcana came out upright. This is a card of karma. The wheel has been set in motion. It's a card of good luck. It's a card of destiny, fate, going in a new direction. You're at a turning point. It's a card of change, inevitable fate, again, success. A lot of success in your reading, Aquarius. Have that mindset for sure. There may be an unexpected change in your plans, a conflict of interest, or an idea ready to materialize, and whatever happens will be beyond your control. Spirit is saying don't be rigid with your plans at this time. Go with the flow. The temporary chaos is going to bring good fortune in the long run. Events are going to unfold in such a way that it will be impossible to miss the hand of fate in your affairs. Just be ready to make the most of it. Spirit is saying, you've done something. You've either quit a job, you've made travel reservations, you've begun or ended a relationship, or you've opted out of a friendship or some other situation. Now, destiny has been set in motion and all will turn out as it is intended. There's very little more you have to do except just go with the flow. And again, there may be some unexpected turns of events, but They too are part of the grand plan for your life. And again, Spirit is saying this card is the precursor of good fortune. You're getting that message again. I would definitely be excited about that. They're repeating that message. At a decisive moments, good luck. This is a soulmate card too. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Seven of Wands, and it came out reversed. So the Seven of Wands is represented by Leo. This is a card of fear. It's a card of anxiety, feeling burnt out, exhausted, worn down. This card is warning you against indecision, giving up, admitting defeat, having no confidence, feeling overwhelmed. There's a lack of self-belief. It's a card of surrender again. Giving in, giving up, admitting defeat, folding on your beliefs, quitting, surrendering, being timid. There's a lack of stamina, a lack of self-belief, a lack of courage, being overbearing. It's a card of embarrassment. This card in this position signifies a time of confusion. You don't know whether to hold on or back off, but Spirit saying this is a time for firmness and decision. Even if you're not sure which way to go, it's one of those situations where any decision is better than none at all. And it's also asking you to consider what exactly it is that you're defending, because there is the possibility that you're wrong and should lower your defenses. And then the overall message from Spirit is simplicity. To find a sacred simplicity and have clarity in your life, Aquarius, do only what matters to you and release everything else. Just simplify your life. Scan all the areas of your life and clear both internal and external chatter. Rest, rejuvenate, and only participate in what's truly important to you. You know that saying, or that FOMO, fear of missing out. Just sit with that, meditate on it. Do you really want to waste your energy on certain things? Just keep your life really simple. Don't delay. Do it now. When your life is cluttered with objects, relationships, time constraints, and emotions, there's no room for Spirit. There's too much static, too much stuff to connect to your soul. The smallest amount of clutter clearing can make the biggest difference. So that's in your room, in your house. You know, if you go into your room, you know, like, can go into my son's rooms and it's like a bomb went off, and I'm just like, look, this is like kind of shows me what's going on in your mind too. Clean it and organize it. It feels good. So that's your reading, Aquarius. I hope this gave you some guidance or insight. If it did, if you could please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Take good care of yourself. Be true to yourself, Aquarius, okay? Self-worth. Know your worth. Bye.